Welcome to the Galvanize with Gavin podcast. This is your host, baseball player and entrepreneur, Gavin Johns. This podcast will empower you to reach your fullest potential in life. Inspirational stories, keys to success, and practical methods to overcome life's challenges will be revealed. I encourage you to be the light in the lightning and spark a positive change in the world today.
Obviously, he's my brother, but in all honesty, I couldn't have asked for a better sibling to grow up with. Been blessed with just amazing parents, but to have a sibling of Hayden, of his character, just super blessed and grateful. People ask all the time, how's it like, growing up with a brother? And, it's awesome. You know what I mean? The way I look at it, we had, some arguments growing up, just as most families have, and pulling pranks on each other or whatever have it. But, at the end of the day, we love each other, and we have a great relationship, and I'm definitely appreciative for. So I guess I just want to say that before I get into, the more formal introduction about Hayden's accomplishments. So Hayden, for those of you who do not know, Hayden is a baseball player as well. And so growing up, we went to the same high school, Chaparral High School. Hayden is 4 years younger, and we'll get into talking about that. And also about we almost faced each other in the alumni game until it got rained out. He says I got lucky. I say he got lucky, but we'll be facing each other one day. Hopefully, in the big leagues. Maybe that'll be the first time, right? So in high school, we both graduated from Chaparral High School. Hayden was an honors student in high school. Great student, very focused. Hayden went on to he's a pitcher, by the way, right-handed pitcher. And Hayden, actually, he's taller than I am, even though he's the younger brother. He's the younger big brother. And he's taller than I am, so they put him on the mound. He's got a good arm. And Hayden went on to play baseball at Dallas Baptist University in Texas, played there and went there, and then ended up transferring for an opportunity to play at New Mexico State University in Las Cruces, Mexico. Both Division I schools, very high level, both of them. Hayden is still pitching, even though he did have that sweet lefty swing in high school. He was dropping bombs in high school. On the mound, right-handed. And this past summer, he was playing with the Sod Squad in the Texas Collegiate League, where he tore it up. And before that, Hayden was playing in the Texas Collegiate League again for the Arcadiana Cane Cutters. And in how many innings was it?
18.
In 18 innings, he had a 0.00 ERA. Around town, Hayden was known as Mr. Zero. So that was pretty cool. So Hayden, in addition to that, his velo, he's 88, 90. I know we had a lot of, baseball players following this, a lot of sports people as well. So Hayden on the mound, 88 to 90 on the mound. Good projectability. Like I said, good frame, good size, and he's strong. I don't know if he could take me in a arm wrestling competition yet, but growing up, Hayden had several nicknames. Two of them were one was Hurricane Hayden, and one was Hollywood Hayden. So Hayden, how'd you get those nicknames, my man?
So Hurricane originally came from our mom, Libby. Every night I would go to bed, I would toss and turn and kick and would never end up in the same spot. So that's how I got Hurricane. And then Hollywood, our dad Craig gave to me, basically because I always wanted the sweetest stuff when I was growing up. Always wanted the new glove or the new bat or the new Oakleys, wanted to be the first to wear metal cleats, that sort of thing.
Heck yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I know those stories, but other people may not, you know what I mean? And so it's good to kind of just give a little insight, like I said, about those nicknames. So to build off that, in addition to that, Hayden, when he was younger, he asked for some very unique gifts. As an 8-year-old, was it? You're that young?
Yes.
6. He was a 6-year-old. Hayden for shiny shoes one year for Christmas, and he
Yep.
also had a tuxedo. So Hayden, tell us a little bit about that.
So the tuxedo came first. I was a slick dude when I was a little kid. Always wanted to be dressed formal, and so I asked for a tuxedo. And then once the tuxedo came, I asked for the shiny, shiny shoes after that. Kind of marine looking, all glossy. Wanted to have everything dialed in head to toe.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Still looking sharp today, obviously, And so yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing. So I wanted to ask, more about just being a brother, specifically younger brother. Being the older brother. You know, it was great being the older brother. And at times, obviously it brought challenges. Just having to, be a good example for you, Hayden. And making sure that, I am doing the right thing at all times, or whatever have it. But what was that like? Being the younger brother. I know there's challenges that are brought onto that too. So, yeah, what was that like?
Yeah, like you said, like your job was to lead by example, and basically as a younger brother, my job was to follow by example. So, not to make it sound cliche, but basically follow in your footsteps up until when it was the time to be my own person, and it kind of came clear at one point to where I saw where you were going in your baseball route, especially being a hitter and a position player, and what the Lord and the coaches were calling my name to do within the sport. And so I got guided to be a PO and had to put the bat and the gloves down and step into my role on the mound.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, definitely. Thanks for sharing that. Now I wanted to kind of, segue into that baseball conversation. So I wanted to ask, just on the mound, what are some of your favorite things like just being on that mound? I think of just being on the mound. I used to pitch when I was way younger, but not older to a high level as you're pitching right now. What is that like? The feelings and everything, and what are some of your favorite parts about it? You know what I mean?
I mean, there's no other feeling than being on the loneliest place on earth. Every set of eyes are on you. You got everyone's eyeglass looking right into your view, and expecting the best from you. You got, a full team of guys behind you and on the bench, and a full staff of coaches that are looking to you to get your job done, basically. But at the same time, it's an excitement. Basically, for me, the best part of getting back into a role of actually being able to be on the mound, and through COVID and all the certain factors that have gone into my career, the excitement of being on the mound, getting the shakes, the nervousness, the everything, and just laying it all out on the line. It's the best feeling in the world.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So about that journey, you have been on a journey just as I have. I agree. We've learned from each other. In regards to your journey, or just whatever specific you want to talk about for baseball, what has baseball kind of taught you about life? Whatever specific you want to talk about for baseball, what has baseball kind of taught you about life?
Baseball has been an emotional roller coaster, just as life has for everyone in their everyday lives. I just kind of think of it as a stepping stone every single day, whether you're gonna get up and make yourself better or whether you're gonna let something knock you down. Because my thought process is, once you get knocked down one step, you got to climb back up two, and you got to keep building up and get up that mountain.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the John's way, man. That's the John's
Yes.
how we do it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Awesome. Awesome. So, the next question I wanted to ask, there's a lot of things going on in the world.
Yep.
There's a lot of things going on in our sport. There's a lot of things going on in school. There's a lot in the past to reflect on. There's a lot in the future to look forward to. But maybe just during this time, what are some things that God's been teaching you? Would you say?
So right now, God has been kind of leading me all over the place. It's pretty cool to see the different things in my life, the sad stories and the excitement and just like baseball, the roller coaster of life. But in the whole scheme of it, it's been go all in with everything. With everything you do, just give it everything.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. Just like what was our Uncle Chris? He passed away, unfortunately, a few years ago. But his saying, what was it again, Hayden?
No brakes, full throttle.
No brakes, full throttle. Uncle Chris, he was a biker and skier, and he was the man. He's the adrenaline junkie, the guy who gave everyone, their energy, throughout the day, and you just love being around Uncle Chris. And we take that today, in our everyday lives, carry on his legacy. But that's what that reminded me of, that full throttle, no brakes, all gas. He was all in or in nothing. Or in everything he was always in, and I think that's why he was so successful in everything he did, and I think that's why people respected him and loved him. So
I agree.
yeah, no, that's awesome. That's awesome. Awesome. So outside of baseball and school, what are some of your passions and hobbies that you enjoy doing? So everyone can take a look, behind the scenes. Hayden Johns. Obviously, I know these things, but to give everyone insight,
No, for me, it's mostly about living every moment in life to the fullest. I like being outdoors, love adventuring, fishing, hunting. When I'm back home, love going to the lake with my buddies and going out to the desert in the winter when it gets colder, and then in the summer you're at the lake, just soaking in every ray of sunshine that you can get.
That's awesome. That's what it's all about, my man. That's what I've been learning, a lot, especially recently, is that, it is important to be able to take those moments and create some balance in your life. You know what I mean? Because even though, Ed, we are all or nothing, whatever we're doing, that it still is important. So you don't run yourself through a wall mentally or physically, to take those moments and enjoy life. You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
just that's what makes life meaningful, is those moments, those experiences, and just like you said, those relationships you've created, and you have a great friend group, and I mean, you're a great friend, I know, as well, to all your groups. So no, that's awesome. That's awesome. So just to wrap it up, I've been asking everyone here on Galvanize with Gavin video podcast, what is your favorite motivational quote? What keeps you going? What gets you going? What do you got?
So the one for me, it kind of revolves with what the Lord's been teaching me, but Coach Keith Zuniga here at New Mexico State, he's our head pitching coach. One of his favorite quotes that I'd like to live by is, "How you doing anything is how you doing everything." So if you're going 50% with something that's off topic, you're gonna go 50% in everything else. Might as well go 100% in everything that you do, and carry on.
Absolutely. So with that, how can everyone kind of take that into our lives? You know what I mean? I know you explained a little bit, but maybe just more applicable. How can everyone kind of put that into their lives? You know what I mean?
So even outside of sports, even as a college athlete, I mean, there's still things outside of baseball, whether it's homework or cleaning or cooking, anything you do, working out, you might as well just do it 100%. It feels a lot better to get it done and get it done right the first time, instead of wishing you had done more in the back end.
Yeah. Wow, that's a good point. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Definitely, my man. All right. Well, that's all she wrote today for Galvanize with Gavin. But thanks for coming on, brother.
Thank you all for tuning in to the Galvanize with Gavin podcast. I hope you were inspired and empowered to reach your fullest potential in life. For more resources, visit gavinjohns.com. For businesses interested in sponsoring the podcast, visit gavinjohns.com/sponsor. Thank you all, and God bless.